Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Order, honorable members. Order. Honorable members, the result of the division is as follows. There's no abstentions. 27 voted against and 305 voted in favor. The question is order. The question is accordingly agreed to, and the House resolves to call for the removal from office of Judge President John Hlophe in terms of Section 177, subsection 1 of the Constitution of the Republic. This resolution will be communicated to His Excellency the President.
House Chairperson, the PAC of Azania once more will reject this report by ANC of South Africa. The point is that Parliament is independent. It is a third arm of government. It cannot just take a report from the judiciary and vote on it. This is against the separation of powers. Parliament should set an ad hoc committee to look into this. This is more so because it is the judges themselves who are fighting. They cannot therefore impose their differences on Parliament. Parliament does not have rules on how to remove a judge. They must be done first. On the merits, judges discuss legal matters with other judges. This happens every day. He is accused of trying to influence two judges, but they say they didn't feel influenced and he did not push his views. So said they are not complaining about anything. The senior judges then complained as a court. Judge President is innocent. He must be allowed to resume his duties. Ndiyaqala ubona abantu abalwela inkululeko bathi bawukhululeka abalwena ababantu bebalwela.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters. Welcome back to King Said So. I'm your host, Kagiso Hlongwane Zinjiva, King 053, Mr. Easy Imali Enengineng. And we're back at it again with another one. This time around, we go to Parliament where history has been made again. I think the ANC will go down as a party that will be remembered, as a party that liberated its own people, but then turn around to fight with the colonizers. What do I mean by that? The ANC voted with the DA to remove, for the first time, a Chapter 9 institution, the public protector Busisiwe Mkhwebane was removed by the ANC with the help of the DA. Now we have another situation where a true Pan-Africanist, a judge at the High Court in the Western Cape, the Honorable Judge John Hlophe, was impeached today, as you heard. It is with great sadness that this man had to serve our country 29 years, by the way, fight for the rights of Africans, fight for the rights of transformation in the Western Cape, because black people and white people are not equal in the Western Cape. White people own about 80% of the urban area in Cape Town. 80%. 80% is owned by white people. Coloureds, who form about 40-something% of the population of the Western Cape, own less than 10% of the land there. So, John Hlophe, I will do a separate video. If you guys want me to see, if you want me to break down the legacy of John Hlophe as best as I can, Go on the comment section, type Do It King. They voted to remove this old man. They said, no, we're removing him. Just like they voted to remove Busisiwe Mkhwebane. We will remember these days. We will remember what they did to the people that stood up and stand up for the rights of our people. We will remember that. 29 May is coming. Vote with your conscience. You cannot side with people that punish Africans when they stand up. I always say this. When a black person is hated, especially a black person who has influence in high offices or who has got general influence in the communities, is hated by the DA, just know that black person is doing something right. What am I talking about? You might ask. What is the reason for the impeachment of Judge John Hlophe? You're asking yourself, you don't know, you just heard about this. Some of you did not even know Judge John Hlophe. So the EFF did have an interview when he was interviewed by the beautiful Mrs. Umpile. I'm going to make a breakdown of this interview because I watched it 3 or 4 times, but I never made a breakdown. If you want to see that breakdown, just go in the comment section and type King Do It. And in that interview, there's something that he said that tells it all. Why this man was removed. Listen to this.
So you were one of the first, if not the first black judge, to be permanently appointed at the Western Cape province.
Yes, I was the very first African to be appointed permanently as a judge in the new dispensation. Prior to that, the only other African who was appointed was Pius Langa. He was appointed straight to the Constitutional Court.
I see.
I was appointed straight to the High Court. I was the first African indeed.
And how has your experience been? I'm knowing very well how racist that province is.
It has been hell, to say the least. Transformation, we all know, in the Western Cape is painfully very slow. And if you champion transformation like I've done that for the past 29 years, you immediately become the enemy of the establishment. They don't want any changes in the Western Cape. White politicians in the Western Cape, as you would know, Princess Mawutwe, they still refer to black people as immigrants who come from the north, who are all South Africans, but in the eyes of a lot of white politicians in the Western Cape who are all foreigners because the Western Cape is meant for them. So it has been hell all the way, but I'm not going to stop fighting for that which is just and humane.
This is a lesson to all of us who are Pan-Africanists, just like Judge John Hlophe. When you are a Pan-Africanist and you don't have organizations behind you, the system can easily deal with an individual. The system can deal with me easily because I have no organization that I'm attached to. You understand what I'm saying? I wish the EFF can give John Hlophe a chance, just like they did with Busisiwe Mkhwebane, just to serve for 5 more years there in Parliament. I wish they give him a chance because he's a Pan-Africanist of note. That man, from his, I remember how my father used to love this man. From his old days till today, he really revolutionized how black people are being treated in the courts. He really did. He stood up for the marginalized and for the poor. He really stood up. If you watch that podcast, you will hear him speaking about a lot of things, a lot of cases that he himself has influenced in a way. Now the main thing is that he's been accused of trying to influence, that's the word I'm looking for, 2 judges. And those judges did admit that he did not influence them, but that is what he was accused. But now, because the DA needs this man out of the Western Cape, they then write to Parliament to say, let's impeach this man. The ANC then supports him because he's not in favor of what the ANC is doing also. Now, you need to link the two events that is happening, the impeachment of Judge John Hlophe and the cadre deployment case against the ANC. Now, the DA is strategically playing these two positions same time so that they can appoint a judge that is favorable to what they are doing in the Western Cape and that is protecting the rights and the privileges of the minority white people in the Western Cape. That's what they're going to do. So the process of appointing a new uh, judge in the High Court is going to be heavily influenced by the DA, and then the EFF is going to play it. I mean, the ANC is going to play it carefully because of this cadre deployment issue. People like John Hlophe, they are far in between in life. You're not going to find another one like that. You're not going to find another John Hlophe just like that. Far in between. So I was just linking the two events. Why this cadre deployment nonsense is happening. I don't know who is it that you must appoint if you don't appoint your cadres. I don't know who the the DA thinks they appointed in the Western Cape if they did not appoint their cadres. That is clearly, they've influenced many cases. Helen Ziller has influenced many positions and appointed as she pleases. But the DA will play the blaming game and start blaming the ANC and start pointing fingers at the ANC and forcing them in the courts. Like I said in the past, the courts are running this country. The courts are running. The courts can summon a king. The courts can infringe on the king's right of practice. Whatever he does, they can infringe on the king's kingdom, his heir throne. The courts are running our country. So imagine if the court system is captured. You've got weak, smart blacks. You know the smart blacks, they sell out. I'm a coconut. They're brown outside, but inside pure white. Those people, if they get into the courts, it's over with us Africans. I'm telling you. If you want to see a full breakdown of George Hlophe's career, as best as I can, because I've been following the man for some time, as best as I can, just go and type King Do It on the comment section. I'll do it for you. Before the end of this week. Well, it's already end of this week. Ne? What day is it? It's Wednesday today. Well, Thursday when you guys watch the video. I'll do it. I'll do it over the weekend. I'll give you a big bomb of John Hlophe. A big one, so that you can understand why is it this man was removed. We need to wake up. As Pan-Africanists, we need to wake up. We need to form organizations like AfriForum. We need to group professionals. We need to group chartered accountants, lawyers, engineers, guys in the technology field, guys in the agriculture sector, in one organization that is going to advocate and fight for black advancement. That's it. African focused organization, just like the way they are doing with AfriForum, we can do the same. I know there's other organizations with similar things, but we need one organization that can make proper noise. Proper noise. John Hlophe is gone, guys. They're going to submit the votes to the recommendation to Cyril Ramaphosa, and he's going to sign it off, and the man is going to lose his job. Just like that. Why? Because the DA wants him out and the ANC supports. And it's not only the DA. You must remember who runs this country. It's one family that runs this country. And that family wants that man out there. So they can fiddle around into this thing of making Western Cape a country on its own, independent from the whole of South Africa. If they get a judge in the High Court that can agree with that and say, listen, he's married to this submission, I can pass it. The Constitution Court can fail it, but when it comes to the High Court, I'm here. I will pass this. In the High Court, remember the courts run the country. The courts run the country. That's all I'm going to say. If you haven't already, we need to get to 20,000 subscribers. You are watching, you are enjoying the content. Please click the subscribe button. Leave your thoughts on the comment section on this John Hlophe thing. And if you want to see a deeper breakdown, about 30 minutes, just type King, do it on the comment section. I'll do it for you guys, don't worry. And then make sure that you are following the live feeds that I do, because that's where I choose people that I'm going to give t-shirts and gifts from the channel to say thank you for the 20,000 subscribers. It's very important for me to show gratitude to you guys with the support that you are giving me. I never thought in my wildest dreams that I would be here where I am today. I promise you, I never did. But now I can see the potential that we can have. As a Pan-Africanist podcast, we need to have a larger audience so that our noise can be felt throughout the whole continent of Africa. You understand what I'm saying? The smaller the channel, the smaller the noise. The bigger the channel, the bigger the noise, and the more mainstream media and other people will start gravitating to us and say, oh my God, what are these people doing? Then we're going to make the proper noise when we get there. But for now, let's stay in our lane. Pro-African, support black businesses, protect our African brothers and sisters, advocate for one Africa without any borders. Let's advocate for one Africa, one currency, and Africa with a strong army. One Africa with one currency. You understand what I'm saying? Those things, let's stay in this lane. When they watch these videos back 5 years, 10 years from now, when the channel is very big, when the channel is a news channel on TV, they will remember where we started. They will be playing all of these videos back. I promise you. It's your boy King 053, Mr. Easy Imale Neng Neng. Until we meet next time, don't forget to pray. And after you pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. I salute you. Peace in Pan-Africanism.
At White Knot Technologies, we specialize in bags, embroidery, branded wear, and screen printing. We provide the finest quality for affordable price and fast turnaround time. We make sure you'll be satisfied with your order. Visit us at 18 Fisher Avenue, Epping.